Should the Lakers try to avoid Denver?
No way. There's just no way that they can do that. To quote our colleague here, Herm Edwards, you play to win the game. And while you have a strategic point, Stephen A., about going on the opposite side of the Nuggets, let me counter that strategy by saying this. What's the most important thing for the Lakers? I don't care who they're playing. The health of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Yep. That has got to be paramount. You win tonight's game. By the way, the Lakers have a really good game plan against the Pelicans. We saw it in the in-season tournament. We saw it on Sunday. They attack them on the interior. They take advantage of the Pelicans' weaknesses. When they go small, the Lakers go big. It's a comfortable matchup for them. And if they win this game tonight, 3 days off before game one against the Nuggets, then in the first round, you get a long extended out series where you get multiple days off between games. That is what the Lakers need. They need to give LeBron and AD as much rest as possible. Of course, I would not pick the Lakers in a series with the Nuggets. Generally, I would say, yes, you'd rather face this series in a month as opposed to potentially this week. But I don't think it makes any sense if you're going to have to beat the Nuggets at some point, you might as well do it now.
Before I give it to Shannon, I only got two quick things to say. Number one, that's a good-looking brother right there. I like the ISO shot to our director, just to make sure the ISO shot. I don't want to be on the gym no more. I want to be right there. You understand? Right there with the solo shot, because it does look. It does look good. That's a good-looking brother right there. That's number one.
Stephen
and I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me, Molly. Don't interrupt me, Molly, because I want to get to the bigger point. Sure. The bigger point is this. I don't like the question you posed to Wendy. Of course they shouldn't do it. Of course they shouldn't do it, Wendy. I was saying, might they? And that's where I go to you. Might they? We know they shouldn't. You play to win the game.
Yeah.
But are they considering, might they consider avoiding the Denver Nuggets at all costs, Shannon?
No, I don't think because it goes against everything that you're taught to do as a professional athlete or as any athlete. You play to win the games. I think the thing is, do I think the Nuggets had a strategic meltdown against San Antonio because they knew in the second round they would possibly be matched up against the Clippers or the Mavericks, which posed them a huge threat? Sure, I believe that's what happened. But I believe the Lakers.
You think they botched that game? That was a disastrous loss for them. There's no way. They're not afraid of anybody.
Exactly. You up 20 points against only Wemby, and you lose with the guy that's about to be a three-time MVP, and you lose that game, Wemby? Come on now.
No way, Shannon. No way.
Exactly. No way. That's exactly what I'm saying, Wendy.
That was a devastating loss. That was as big of a loss as there's been in the last month in the NBA.
The whole year. The entire year.
That was a terrible loss for the Nuggets. They could give up home court in the conference finals. No way. I got to put a stop to you right there. No way that happened.
But hold on. Do you actually think hold on, they're the number 2 seed. Do you actually think that the OKC Thunder is going to make it all the way to the Western Conference? Do you think they fear the OKC Thunder having home court? Really?
I don't think they fear anything.
This might be the weakest number 1 seed in the NBA.
The disrespect
That's very disrespectful, Shannon. That's very disrespectful. Give me the weakest number 1 seed.
Weakest.
Oklahoma City, led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the MVP.
Who's 22 well behind there. Smell like Similac.
Okay, you can bite the line all you want to, but this brother averaged 30.
This is the weakest number 1 seed that we've seen.
You're going to eat these words, man. I'm going to tell you something. I'm just going to look. I'll give you a chance to take it back. This is a good team. Is it the 2017 Warriors? No, it's not. But that's a good team. This is the most competitive the Western Conference has been in 15, 20 years. The 10th seed Warriors are a great team. I'm telling you, they are a really good team.
How great are you if you're the 10th seed?
And the Thunder, that's what I'm saying. Look how good these teams are. The Warriors went 27-12 in the second half of the season. They're 10th. What does it say to you that the Thunder won that conference? They didn't just fall into that. I agree that they're young and they're inexperienced and they don't have great size. But I'm going to tell you, man, be careful because you're going to regret those words. They're a good team, man.
They're not. They've had a great season. But I do not believe that any team, I don't believe they beat the Mavs. I don't believe they beat the Nuggets. I don't believe they beat the Lakers. They're not, they wouldn't be favored against the Nuggets. They wouldn't be favored against the Lakers. They wouldn't be favored against the Timberwolves. They wouldn't be favored against any of those.
This is the greatest situation in NBA history, guys. They get to be the #1 seed, and then everybody thinks that they can't beat anybody.
Let me ask you a question.
Great. Zero pressure for the #1 seed.
Would they be favored against the Nuggets?
Not against the Nuggets, but everybody else.
Would they be favored against the Lakers?
They wouldn't be favored probably because dumb money would come in on the Lakers. Because dumb money would come in on it.
But I will say this to you. I get where you're coming from about the Lakers and about the Denver Nuggets, but I think they'd be favored against anybody else in the West.
The Mavericks?
Yes,
Clippers.
Even the Mavericks. Excuse me, even the Clippers. Have you seen these brothers play?
Yeah, I have.
Have you seen these young Denver players play in Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
All right, have you seen Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, my vote for league MVP? You see Jalen Williams?
Yes.
I mean, this kid, Chet Holmgren, is no scrub. They're a bit thin. That's the concern about them. Skill-wise, these brothers can roll with anybody. Anybody.
I like teams that are battle tested, that have been there and done that, and they have not.
All right, that's battle tested. That's a different animal. But you brought up other teams that ain't battle tested. What have they done? They've been around for a while. They ain't done a damn thing.
The Mavs.
Come on now.
Luka took them to the Western Conference Finals.
Western Conference Finals. Okay. Well, like you just said, they're young, right? So this is their first go at it, right? They're young.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and what normally has to happen when you're young?
I understand. Well, no, but have you not seen exceptions? I mean, when Bird and Magic first came into the league, what were we talking about? They won instantly. Did we not see that? Did we not see that?
Which one is Kareem? Which one is Bird? Which one is Magic?
All right, I got you. Shai Gilgeous, something special, brother. Let's go. Shai Gilgeous, something special. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. Everybody better wake up and recognize this brother's special.
We're not losing.
Okay.
We're going to win tonight. We're going to win tonight.
You sure? You sure?
Man, stop.
What's your biggest takeaway from this Team USA roster?
First off, there's a lot of interest in this team. This is going to be the most intense international tournament we've ever seen. There's really tough challenges for the U.S. A lot of the star players wanted to take part. It's obviously going to be in Paris. That's a big drawing card. There are some tough decisions that Steve Kerr and Grant Hill made here. And I think the biggest one was picking Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton had a really good summer for Team USA at the World Cup last year alongside Anthony Edwards. But there was definitely some guys you could say were snubbed. Jalen Brunson, Kyrie Irving, maybe even De'Aaron Fox, guys who would be good at the guard position. There's going to be a lot of competition to get to that 12th spot. Who's going to get that 12th spot? And also, just because this is who they want on the roster doesn't mean that they're going to be healthy. So there's still probably a pretty strong second list of guys if any of those top 11, come up with injuries during the postseason.
Well, a couple of things for me. Number one, Joel Embiid being, Cameroon. I mean, I was like, I know. Obviously, I'm looking at him and I'm saying, all right. Well, I remember one time that they were talking about that he could play for France, he could play for the United States. I'm like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, why is he on the roster? But obviously,
because we're desperate. We're desperate.
I understand. That's fine, but we don't want to show our desperation in international competition. Personally, we can find a different way to sort of gloss over that a little bit. Here's the other thing. They say the teams are permitted to take 12 players to the Olympics. Yes. I don't want to hear that Kawhi Leonard's on this list. Hell with that. We got to hold on to him. I mean, I don't want. Hey, you gonna play extra time? You can't. Yeah. It's a miracle that you played the games this regular season that you play. Oh no, I don't want him in Olympic competition because if I'm the Clippers, that's the last thing I want to hear that he gonna play in international competition. I need him in the Clippers roster, especially with my new arena opening. I don't want Kawhi Leonard should not be considered. If I'm Steve Ballmer, I fight that to the death. Yeah. I need this brother playing for me
for the Clippers.
In the Clippers, and when we go into the new arena in Inglewood, that's number two. Number three, it's just me, just my preference. Watching international competition, I know we got guys who can shoot, but I'm talking about bona fide, straight-up shooters. Right. To me, believe it or not, despite his struggles, a guy like Klay Thompson or anybody like that, I need another shooter on this roster.
Klay is going to play for the Bahamas, I think.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
The Bahamas are trying to qualify for they have to qualify in early July.
Wow. I read that, and I'm like, what?
Interesting.
The Bahamas? I don't know. I need another shooter.
Well, Kyrie.
Whoever you going to get, Kyrie. Whoever you going to get, give me another shooter. I need a marksman. Yeah. I need a marksman on this squad.
Well, we're taking star power. That's for damn sure. I mean,
That's right.
We got our biggest and brightest stars. We got LeBron, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. The interesting part that I'm looking at is your defenders. Really, you got three defenders. You got Holiday, Anthony Davis, and Bam Adebayo. Now, do we need another defender on the perimeter? Are we asking
That's why they
LeBron
want
and
Kawhi,
KD?
maybe.
Wendy, the man's knees are barking at my hips,
Well,
and I
what
had
about
both of my
Joel?
hips repaired.
I wouldn't assume that Joel's going to be healthy. And I got to tell you guys, the World Cup last summer, the U.S. lost 3 times to big, strong European teams with big dudes. Go down and look at all the starters in the NBA at center. Find the Americans. They ain't there.
No.
We don't have bigs, and we leaned into playing
Joel
small
Embiid.
last year, and it didn't work out. Joel Embiid was a major free agent naturalization signing. I'm not kidding you. The French and the Americans were competing, coming over, offering all kinds of things to get Joel Embiid. It was a huge signing, but I can't count on him being healthy. This is going to be a war, guys. I mean, Jokic, the Serbia qualified. Jokic is going to be a beast in there. Victor Wembanyama and Rudy Gobert are playing on the same team. They're going to start next to each other. Joel Embiid could have been the third head in that monster. We got lucky that Embiid, even if Embiid just said he didn't want to play for France, it would have been a victory for us. This is going to be really, really hard. This is the most intense international competition they've ever had. But here's the thing. I know that the Knicks fans who are already annoyed that Jalen Brunson isn't getting more love for the MVP vote are probably annoyed he's not on this roster. He was the leader of the team last year that finished 4th in the World Cup. Historically, what Team USA wants at the guard position is size. And if you don't have size, you got to be a great defender. That's why Drew Holiday is there. The Halliburton pick, he was great early in the season. He wasn't so good the second half of the season. So the Halliburton pick is one that I'm hearing from agents and people on, even though Tyrese was really good for Team USA last summer.
I'd like another shooter, but I also say when you talk about size and defense, Mikal Bridges. I mean,
Bridges was great last summer as well.
Listen, I definitely would consider him as well. Got to add something to this team.
Yeah, but Halliburton, once he went down with that injury, I think he tweaked his hamstring or something.
He hasn't been the same.
He hasn't been the same, Wendy.
I'm going to give you
Prior
another
to that
name.
injury, he
I'm
was
going to give you another
sensational.
name that's going to stun you because he plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Chet Holmgren. Because I'm telling you, we need size, and there's not American bigs. And you got to make sure that Embiid's going to be okay. The size is a huge factor, and Chet Holmgren is a guy who can play big and shoot and defend the paint.
How about Banchero?
Banchero played last summer and was a good option. We stole him from Italy. He was 5 minutes away from joining Team Italy, and Grant Hill leaned on Duke connections to get him in. He definitely would be on the list of guys to be considered for the 12th spot if anybody's injured.
It shouldn't be Kawhi Leonard. I'm Steve Ballmer. I fight that to the death. I fight that to the death. I'm the Philadelphia 76ers. I fight Embiid playing. I'm like, yo, man.
Now, he done gave us his word.
I need you.
He playing. He done gave us his word.
I need you. Hey. I need you, and who paying you? Who paying you, man? I need you in this damn uniform. I can't rely on them being healthy. These brothers get injured going to the bathroom.
I mean, you worry about Serbia, you worry about Slovenia with Luka, because we know what Luka can be in international competition. He's sensational. Hey, but we should
Slovenia
have.
hasn't qualified yet, Shannon. They got to. I don't know if it'll happen, but there's possibly in the first week of July, Giannis could end up playing Luka for the last spot in the Olympics. They're going to play in a qualifying tournament in Greece.
If I'm Milwaukee, Giannis, you ain't playing in the playoffs, you're not playing in this tournament.